Plates ready? This is Food School, Smarter, Stronger, Leaner podcast. Want to feel amazing, love the way you look in the mirror, and perform your absolute best in the gym, at work, and in life? You're definitely in the right place. Food. It's you. It builds every single cell of you. And if there is one thing every human being must master, it's food. Because at the very least, eating, you do it every day, several times a day, every single day. You might as well get good at it. I'm your host, Shurina from Create Yourself That Today, your personal nutritionist and plate watcher, your diet guide and explorer, your fat loss coach and food inspector. And just someone with a lot of passion and obsession and curiosity for healthy food, healthy diets, nutrition, optimized human performance, everything and absolutely anything you put in your grocery shopping cart, your fridge, on your plate, and in your mouth. It's my business. Food School, on a mission to help you eat better daily.
It's the last time I talk about food. It's the last time I talk about food.
Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Food School Smarter, Stronger, Leaner podcast. Today is Friday. It's our last episode of the week. And today I'm bringing you some food news. That's probably one of my favorite kinds of episodes because I also get to learn more about food industry. And it's so fascinating these days because artificial intelligence, robotics, all these new technologies and scientific advances, they also impact our food industry a lot, and it changes a lot, and that's why I'm so excited every time I do these episodes, because there is always something new and exciting and very often controversial and just really something interesting. Something that feels like an adventure into the realm that connects all of us. We all eat food, and probably until we are still human, not some robots or some mix of it, we will be eating food for a while. And it's our shared experience that we all can connect to. And let's connect to it deeper. So the first thing I want to talk about this new sugar substitute on the block. If you haven't heard about it, it's Allulose, and it's been recently approved by FDA. Well, first of all, it was approved as a generally recognized as safe or GRAS food that can be used in humans' food supply and all sorts of food products. But also, it's been recognized as a zero-calorie, no added sugars kind of sweetener, meaning that if a producer, food manufacturer decides to put it into your food, it's not going to be counted as added sugars. And it seems to be a very good, or at least not harmful to our health. But it's a pretty new thing, and so there hasn't been a lot of studies. Haven't been a lot of studies done, and so nobody really sure what it ultimately will do to our health or our gut microbiome, or how it can affect us long term. But from all the evidence that we have now, it seems that it's a pretty good option for someone who is kind of addicted to sweet taste. The best thing ever is always whole food and no weird ingredients, added, eating whole food as it is. But, sometimes it's not that easy, and sometimes you might need that kind of substitute, maybe to make your recipes healthy when you feel like making some dessert or some treat or some cake or some cookies, and you're feeling like something special, but you don't necessarily want to throw out all of your diet and leaning out and fat loss efforts, or just healthy eating principles and values, and you want to serve to your loved ones or your friends something healthier. So allulose seems to be a good option for that. So what is allulose exactly, or allulose sweetener? Allulose is also known as a deoxychose or something like that. Well, a weird scientific term that you don't really need to know about. It is classified as a rare sugar because it is naturally present in only a few foods. So it's naturally present in food, so it's not like it's artificial. Wheat, figs, and raisins all contain it. So like glucose and fructose, allulose is a monosaccharide or single sugar. Allulose, although 70 to 84% of the allulose you consume is absorbed into your blood from your digestive tract, it is eliminated in the urine without being used as a fuel. So basically your body does absorb it, but it is being eliminated in your urine. Allulose also provides only 0.2 to 0.4 calories per gram and about 1/10 of the calories of table sugar, but on the label it is considered a zero sugar sweetener because probably it is not absorbed. In addition, early research suggests that allulose has anti-inflammatory properties and may help prevent obesity and reduce the risk of chronic disease. The taste and texture have been described as identical to table sugar. It is about 70% as sweet as sugar, which is similar to the sweetness of erythritol, another popular sweetener. So what is kind of cool about this sweetener? It seems that it has a really positive effect on blood sugar, meaning allulose may turn out to be a powerful tool for managing diabetes. Indeed, a number of animal studies have found that it lowers blood sugar, increases insulin sensitivity, and decreases the risk of type 2 diabetes by protecting the insulin-producing beta cells of your pancreas. In a study comparing obese rats treated with allulose to rats given water and glucose, the allulose group had improved beta cell function, or basically the function of your pancreas that suffers when you have diabetes, and also less belly fat gain than the other groups. And actually, some of my friends, biohackers or quantified self movement, basically people who like to measure stuff when they do things, I'm kind of there too, but not as extreme. Anyway, a few of them experimented with allulose, measuring their blood sugar 30 minutes after the meal, right after the meal, 1 hour after the meal, 90 minutes after the meal. And for most of them, blood sugar either didn't move anywhere, or it actually got lower compared to the times when they had the same foods but without allulose. So what my personal experience, there are a couple of brands who already use allulose as a sweetener, like No Foods, that are on a mission to eliminate or create healthier substitution for all grain products, and they're sugar-free. And in all of their products, you can find the link to that, by the way, in the show notes. So in all of their products, they use allulose. And what I noticed personally is when I would eat a cookie it was a grain-free cookie, of course, made with things like coconuts or flax seeds or chia seeds. And when I would eat their cookies made with allulose, what would happen is I actually would wake up next morning and I would look leaner. And I didn't measure my blood sugar at that point, but I always, again, looked leaner and I felt amazing, and I never felt like I ate something with, sugar or with a lot of carbs. I usually notice the difference right away. Like, I'm sensitive to carbohydrates, not to the extreme, but I am sensitive to a lot of carbohydrates in my diet if they happen to be there. So allulose, it helped me to get leaner, but also having my cookies when I felt like them. And so people who actually measured their blood glucose, and in these studies that I'm reading from this article on Healthline, so they also proved that it helps you to keep your blood sugar low, it increases your insulin sensitivity, it might help with weight loss and fat loss, and especially with belly fat loss. It also can help with fatty liver disease. A question: is allulose safe? Again, reading from Healthline article. It has been added to the list of foods generally recognized as safe, as I mentioned, by the US Food and Drug Administration. However, it is not yet allowed to be sold in Europe. Europe is always, it's a good thing that Europe is a little bit more conservative, and they wait till there are more studies and more things confirming that it is actually safe. Studies in allulose-fed rats lasting between 3 and 18 months have shown no toxicity or other health-related problems related to the sweetener. In one study, rats were fed about half a gram of allulose per pound of body weight for 18 months. By the end of the study, adverse effects were minimal and similar in both the allulose and control groups. It's worth mentioning that this was an extremely large dose. For reference, the equivalent amount for an adult weighing 150 pounds would be 83 grams per day, or more than 1/3 of a cup. In human studies, more realistic doses of 515 grams or 1 to 3 teaspoons per day for 12 weeks weren't associated with any negative side effects. Allulose appears safe and is unlikely to cause health problems when consumed in moderation. However, as with any food, individual sensitivities are always a possibility. And by the way, guys, when it comes to gut health, like for example, some of the sweeteners, good sweeteners, meaning better than others, erythritol, sugar alcohols or xylitol, they cause digestive issues in some people, bloating or gas. So allulose does not do that because it doesn't cause any fermentation in the gut, the cause of a lot of bloating and gas with sugar alcohols. And plus, it helps you to keep your blood sugar stable. It doesn't have any significant calories. It helps to increase your insulin sensitivity, might help to increase your fat burning abilities for energy, might help to reduce inflammation. So, a lot of different things it might do. So if you're someone who is looking into alternative sweeteners for one reason or the other, then allulose might be the thing for you. And you can find allulose, sold in some stores. It's sold on Amazon in most countries. And brands like No Foods and Quest Nutrition use that. Like No Foods uses only allulose, and it's quite a cool company. Check out the link in the show notes. And then Quest Nutrition, they use it in some bars. Some stuff from Quest Nutrition I like it's really good quality when it comes to ingredients. Some are kind of like not really. So I would not just grab anything by Quest. Personally, I always check out the ingredients when I recommend something to people, or if I'm, for some reason decide to go for a fitness bar that usually is a candy bar in disguise. So allulose. And since, it is a global trend reducing sugar, then I believe that allulose might get popular if it is everything it appears to be. And a few other smaller news for you. Quest for lab-grown dairy. A lot of companies these days, one company, A Perfect Day, has already some products on the market. A lot of companies are going into this lab-grown plant or animal foods alternative market. And so, for example, A Perfect Day, they have their own formula for creating milk alternatives or dairy alternatives. So far, I know they released a limited edition of their ice creams. But, it's just because something can be done, it doesn't mean it should be done. Like with dairy alternatives, those dairy alternatives, they still have casein, they still have whey, they still have lactose. They didn't have any, of course, antibiotics or hormones that might be in conventional dairy, and that usually is there. And it is much more sustainable because we don't use cows in the process. But and it's a great source of calcium, but a lot of that calcium is not absorbed by the body, and actually calcium is being taken from your bones and your calcium deposits, because casein and whey and lactose, like all this combination all together, it causes for a lot of people inflammatory response. It is not really well digested in the gut. That's why all the fermentation and gas and bloating. And casein itself is a tricky protein that our body does not use that well. So just because something can be done necessarily, it doesn't mean that it should be done. So in what sense it's better? Yeah, again, more sustainable, but is it better for you? Probably not at this point. So I wouldn't get too excited about that, and I definitely would not spend more money on something that just, is a fancy version of milk grown without cows. So that's something to think about. And the last news for today is about fats and oils, and it's not so much as a news as somebody on my social media asked me to give a little bit of guidance when choosing your fats and oils, and specifically extra virgin olive oil. So let's start with extra virgin olive oil. Guys, not olive oil is great for you. If it's been oxidized, if it got rancid, if it's been sitting on a shelf for quite a while, it's not good for you. At the very least, it's not going to give you any health benefits, and you're just going to waste your money, because a lot of times the extra virgin olive oil costs, some money. It's not like it's very cheap. And then in the worst case scenario, it actually can harm your health. And so the problem with a lot of fats that are not saturated fats, that are very stable, a problem with a lot of those plant fats is they're very delicate. So your extra virgin olive oil, for example, it always has to be in a non-transparent or dark glass bottle in order to prevent oxidation and your oils going bad, and to preserve the quality and the taste. So never buy your extra virgin olive oil in clear glass or plastic, that is like the worst thing, bottles or containers, either dark glass or non-transparent metal box, made of non-toxic materials. Then also, if you are someone like me, who doesn't use a lot of olive oil, use smaller bottle, and buy smaller bottles, because even though a larger bottle can be more economical, it's not, because when you open the bottle, the oxygen gets in and starts spoiling the taste of your oil, and start reducing all the potential health benefits. So the more it stays, the earlier you open and the more you keep that open bottle, no matter how well you keep it, it's going to get worse and worse. And after a month, if you don't use your opened olive oil, you should throw it away. If you're trying to also get health benefits, and taste also changes a lot. So use smaller bottles if you don't use in a month what you usually buy. Then, of course, extra virgin olive oil, don't cook with it at temperatures. Try not to cook with it much at all, even though it is not going to get as bad as, something like canola oil. But use it in salads. And my way to use extra virgin olive oil, I add it either at the very end of my cooking, almost with no heat under my pan, or I add it when my food is cooked and I put it on the plate, or I put it in the pan and mix it, and I don't cook it anymore, and it just I eat it right away with everything preserved as best as possible. And of course, don't don't keep your extra virgin olive oil or any oil near the heat source or exposed to light, even if it's a non-transparent container. I would probably still put it in the cupboard, but if it's completely non-transparent, then probably putting it out, it's not that bad. So that's when it comes to extra virgin olive oil. To sum it up, kind of buy it in a dark glass container or in a metal container that is non-transparent. Keep it away from light and heat. Don't cook with it too much, and use smaller containers, the ones that you can use in a month, ideally in a couple of weeks. So buy smaller packages. When it comes to other fats, the most stable fats and fats that do not oxidize almost never and stay and keep their health benefits and their taste are saturated fats, and especially things like lard or good quality tallow or duck fat. Like duck fat is probably one of my favorites. It's like so tasty. So those fats, they you can cook with them, and they are very stable, and they are also neutral to your health. They do not make your health or heart health or any health better, but they also do not make your health worse when they're of good quality and consumed in normal amounts. Coconut oil, also a great saturated fat, so use that too. It actually has brain benefits, and lauric acid in coconut oil has antibacterial benefits, so amazing food. When it comes to things like all the vegetable oils, the reason why they're bad, well, first of all, they are industrial fats, meaning they are made by high refinement, and anything that is refined that way is not going to be recognized by your body all that well because of its changed molecular structure. But also they go bad and go rancid and become pro-inflammatory very, very easily. Most of them, when you buy them, they are already rancid and will create inflammation in your body, because also a lot of them are stored in clear containers, in plastic bottles, and even those, flaxseed oils, walnut oils, they're very unstable. And if you buy them in clear containers, they probably already went bad. And it's not something you want to put in your body. Flaxseeds whole, walnuts whole, amazing food to eat, but oil is not such a great idea. And that's it for today, guys. So Allulose, look it up, check it out if you're looking for a good sugar substitute. It's not synthetic substitute. It actually derived from foods like figs and raisins. Dairy alternatives, plant-based alternatives, lab-grown alternatives to animal foods. Most of them are not worth your money or attention at the moment. I'm open-minded, and I believe that we will figure out a way how to keep it sustainable and also good for us. But for now, the best bet, go for whole foods of the best quality, local, seasonal, organic. The better you can afford, go for it. It's gonna all worth it for your health and your energy levels, and just gonna improve the quality of your life on so many levels. And fats, buy good quality extra virgin olive oil, know how to cook with it and store it, and avoid vegetable oils as a plague, because that's how bad it is for your health. And be okay with animal saturated fats. Our body needs a variety of fats, and our body needs some saturated fats. Our body needs a lot of omega-3 fatty acids, but also some omega-6 fatty acids, and all fats in between. Our body needs a variety of fats, but vegetable oils, those industrial oils, they're not a part of a healthy diet. They're not natural. They're not whole. They're highly refined foods. So stay away from them. So that's it for today's episode. Check out the links below, the article about Allulose if you want to read in depth about the health benefits of it. Also check out the links to No Foods, and also the link to Allulose sweetener on Amazon. And that's it, guys. Have an awesome, healthy weekend. Schedule something fun, because that will fuel into your work and into all areas of your life. You're just gonna feel more awesome. I, for example, am in Moscow, and this weekend we are having international fireworks competition. So teams from around the world will come, well, they probably already are here, and we'll at night we'll create this amazing show, fireworks show, and we'll see how it goes. So that's what I'm doing this weekend. And I'm gonna work also, but anyhow, do something exciting and eat as healthy as you possibly can. Enjoy yourself at the same time. You can eat your cake and have it too. And as usual, guys, till next time, eat better daily.